The next piece I'll be talking about is Napoleon crossing the Alps, or as it's titled in the museum, Napoleon at the Great St. Bernard Pass. The original country of work was Paris, France, but it was meant for the King of Spain, so it was a little iffy, but the artist at the time lived in Paris, France. And the specific location where I was viewed is at the Belvedere here in Vienna, Austria. The artist responsible for the work is Jacques-Louis David. It's with a French accent. Just imagine all with a French accent. His nationality is French, and the medium of work is oil paint on canvas. The period of work is neoclassical. The historical relevance of the work is that after Napoleon's successful coup in 1799, he commissioned David to commemorate his daring crossing of the Alps. The crossing of St. Bernard Pass had allowed the French to surprise the Austrian army and win the Battle of Marengo in 1800. Although Napoleon had crossed the Alps on a mule, he requested that he betrayed calm upon a fiery steed, and David complied with this piece. Essentially, every aspect depicted was much more modest in real life, which is part of why it's so famous. And in the end of this, I will include a reimagined version. Kayla is here now. Say hi, Kayla. Anyways, how long it took to create? It was created from September 1800 to January 1801, so a couple months. And then this work is important because it is an excellent example of propaganda and art, especially during that time period. The defining characteristics of this work are that the emperor's features are idolized largely because he refused to attend any sittings because his excuse was that portraiture was of someone's essence. It didn't need to be exact. And then the horse's mane and the emperor's cloak are wildly blowing in the wind. They lend a sense of grandeur to the composition. Carved in the rocks below, together with Napoleon's name, are the names of Hannibal and Charlemagne, two other victorious generals who had led the armies in the Alps. In the background, you see rolling mountains and dark clouds and his army kind of behind the cliff. The historical contributions of the artist, he is also well known for Oath of Harati and Death of Marat. David was very active in the art world during and following the French Revolution. After the proclamation of the empire in 1804, David became the official court painter of the regime. During this period, he took on students as well. My personal observation was that in the first version to the second, David depicted more intense weather conditions, specifically with snow lining all the rocks, which was not true in real life, to seemingly make it seem more treacherous and Napoleon seem more brave. And then once we get to the fourth one, which is what we viewed in the Belvedere, there is now the French flag also waving in the background, which was not present in the first version. I chose this work because it very well encapsulates Napoleon's attitude towards art, portraiture, and his relationship with the public, and says a lot about the period of time and where art was once you know like kind of the history behind it. How it compares to other works within the period. Wow, can't talk. Napoleon crossing the Alps is a great example of neoclassical art style, pulling from the roots of Greek and Roman art. David himself was very famous for his unique fluidity between neoclassic and romantic art styles at various points of his career, which was really interesting because this was about mid-career when pretty much he was able to bounce back and forth. It was really interesting as most artists stuck with one particular style. Fun fact is that, as I kind of briefly mentioned throughout this, there are 5 versions of this one painting, so you see them a lot of different ones like online and stuff. The painting in the Belvedere is the 4th version, and there are 5 in total. They're located at Château de Malmaison in Paris, Charlottenburg Palace in Berlin, and 2 are at the Palace of Versailles.